Nanyosha mikono yangu juu, naisifu nchi yangu maarufu. Nanyosha mikono yangu juu, naisifu nchi yangu maarufu. Hello, hello Tanzania. Hello.
Welcome again to the CPTM Smart Partners Hub in London, and probably this will be the last CPTM webcast to the Smart Partners during the 2014. Among the 45 or so that we were able to engage you during the year. So in other words, about 45 webcasts almost weekly, trying to keep the smart partnership movement together on the same with the same spirit of the limitless opportunity smart partnership, and same ideas, and as far as possible latest news that are taking place and coming from smart partners in each and every country. Well, I'm sure that by now quite a number of smart partners have received their own wishes, smart greetings for good health to oneself, to families, to the institutions where you're part of. And the card itself, which has been launched actually at our special annual general meeting at 1st and 2nd of December, symbolizes, as you know, not only the 30 years roots of the CPTM Smart Partnership Movement, but in particularly the future, the next 30 years. And this is the reason why it was designed this way, transparent and looking towards the next 30 years, the next generation. I hope you'll enjoy it, and I hope you build on this idea within your own context, hubs and institutions. Of course, there is a letter from Smart Partners to Smart Partners which reflects, as far as I could, wishes from Smart Partners to another Smart Partner. And so if you open the envelope that you received, that is what you'll find within the Smart Partners movement from the Commonwealth boundaries and beyond, or part of it, not beyond. Together with that, obviously some of the most active and founders and future active members have received a recognition, an award for through a certificate of a smart partner long term. And I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate each and every of the 300 selected CPTM member smart partners who have been awarded the certificate, and wish them well, and with them wish them to be as active as they were, or pass on the baton to those whom we want to bring in. I have also actually opened yesterday during a kind of last end of the year Smart Partners Hub drink and mince pie. I opened with an extraordinary admiration gift that was designed for me, that means for each and every smart partner, but which was given by our extraordinary talented CPTM Smart Partner Networking member, Kirit Dal. And I'm going to open it again. This is very interesting designed box, see-through. I don't think it's a new material, but might be. So I don't know if Ivan Buckley, the Manchester team, is trying to catch up with Kirit and his team. It has some magnets or something like this. You open it, and then I found the famous pen that is a new version of a modern pen that Kirit was so much working at before Dar es Salaam, and with high trepidation he presented the whole story about the way that pen was built for our host patron, His Excellency President Kikwete. This is a modern version, which I will ask in the new year Kirit himself to explain to you what it's about. But I have already used it this morning, and I must say is one of the most interesting items that CPTM Smart Partnership Movement has designed. So, who else designs next but contact Kirit Da? So I'll put it here for everybody to watch it while we do the webcast. Obviously, the usual CPTM members card has a time frame, and is a time frame for the 2015 CPTM Networking People and Ideas for Leveraging Smart Actions during the 2016, which will start in January, probably for most of the people 5th of January after the festive seasons, which probably for most of the people might start tomorrow 19th, as it is also for the CPTM Smart Partners Hub in London, the team that we have. Attached to that, of course, even in more detail, we already started to plan the group that we have already active in the Smart Partners inclusive initiatives, the standards, the financial inclusion, technology, and the national visions, including new dimensions that which emerged from 1st and 2nd of December Smart Partners get together in London. So there are already quite a number of kind of activities planned, and all these are being identified in the today's notice that we are giving you before we close for the festive season. The main achievement, I suppose, and contribution for the 2015, the main achievements of 2014, and contribution therefore 2015, were actually highlighted around the 1st and 2nd of December, which have been shared for the first time, not only with those who were the hub, but with about 900 or so, as we call, active smart partners. It's the first time there was an open webcast, live webcast, and of course it has been recorded and it will be shared again today for each and everybody else who hadn't had time to watch it live. As we know, the focus was to expose ourselves to a very clear understanding of learning and networks, smart networks, based on, as far as possible, understanding the complexity and systems analysis. And we did so, and we have a base from one of the best institutes that there is of such kind and well known, as well as the founder, Professor Yanir, who was with us, and who stimulated us not only to look at our insight, understanding of how we work or how we might work better, or what kind of organization we are today and likely to evolve next year, but stimulating us with a few ideas and inviting us to participate in a most interesting, or some not only one, interesting developments alongside their institute. So more about this we will be probably thinking over the next few weeks, and try to put something concrete together at the beginning of the year. But it's the most exciting turning point, not only from the point of view of the bringing in explicitly smart networks and complexity, but also particularly discussing about the smarter nation, making smarter nations smarter. So the smart partnership idea is becoming even more entrenched at the national level through understanding even more so at how we can make things happen, make things work. Another one large, very large and very complicated, more than probably the complexity area, which in the last few months became obvious in our group, is the issue of open data, open policy making, open access, openness as a whole. And that has been discussed or touched on, particularly by Jamie Bartlett. Couldn't be a better person to have been introduced into some of the issues. We only touched on those issues. And this area, as it was actually highlighted, in fact, in Dar es Salaam, through Ben Hammersley, who joined us, also terribly kind of engaged lately in going in depth in the issues that arise from open data and open access and open policy making. So I can see that the major preoccupation to do with leveraging technological change for socio-economic transformation will be focused at the national level around building up the national visions processes through the two major topics that have been identified and which will increase in their relevance very rapidly. So once again, the smart partners are quite a bit ahead from others, so we are in good shape. There will be more detailed, as I said, account given to the kind of things that have been discussed during the 1.5 days, which was very short, but achieved quite a lot, both in terms of the specific kind of technological change that we identified, the follow-up on graphene, the wearable technologies with our new smart partner Fortini, as well as the issue of science advice, not only in government but also in Parliament or Congress with Andrew Miller and Professor Tim Pearson. So we have a very good end of the year. It couldn't be better, and a very promising new year, both at the level of a country, but as well as at the level of global Smart Partnership International Dialogue, which, as we know, His Excellency President Zuma, the host patron advisor, has been now informing his colleagues in the Council of Patrons about the date and the venue. And of course the Dar es Salaam and the agenda that has been already built for October will be updated with the December discussions and with developments at the national level, and that will be put together by the latest end of January and shared with all the smart partners who are invited for the Smart Partnership International Dialogue to follow the Dar es Salaam, which will now for sure take place between 22nd and 25th of April in Durban. So, a formal invitation, if there is a need for a formal invitation for the movement, but please put into your calendars and identify issues, will be forthcoming from the Joint Dialogue Conveners and the Office of the President before the end of January. I think with this, probably, I only would like to say that obviously there are quite a number of smart reading tips around, but the context within which the smart reading tips and hints are being identified, selected and talked about, it is to do with what is taking place at the national level with the smart partners that are trying to add value, add the smart partnership practice in achieving more and making things work. Besides the major smart reading tips, which are very obvious, the making things work of Yanir, as well as the dark net of Jamie Bartlett, and of course my most preferred one, which is the virtue of the table, how to eat and think, particularly related to recipes that everybody is trying to look for, to either cook a turkey or cook something else. And I'm once again repeating, as I did in my letter, there are no recipes for something which you really want people to enjoy. You just need to know what they like it, and then you know the ingredients that are required. A final tip for sort of festive season is also, in addition to reading, the writing. And Russell, our smart partner from Halifax from Canada, earlier this year gave us a very good insight into writing, and we'd like to repeat that this year, the webcast he produced at the Hub, but add to that also what is called the Thinking Person's Guide to Writing in the 21st Century by Steven Pinker. So with this, I suppose, once again, we'd like to sort of wish you personally and wish your families and each of your institutions a very good festive season. And on behalf of our chairman and the board and the joint executive group, and of course the CPTM Fellow and Council of Patrons and advisors of the Smart Partnership Movement, would like to wish you a most prosperous and successful 2015, which will in fact mark a number of activities in relation to the 30 years anniversary of the group. We will see each other hopefully in the first week of the year 2015. In the meantime, you have my mobile. If by any chance you have a brilliant idea, as brilliant or better than Kirit's, please keep in touch. I'm sure in between cooking turkey or other things, we'll be able to talk about even freer than otherwise we would. All the best.